Good morning. This is a good day. This is a good day. Let's talk about all the chaos that's going on with the stupids and the Trump campaign and all the nonsense that we're being subjected to because, Republicans are bigots. So let's just dig right into it and talk about what's happening. Well, folks, the sane washing continues. This is Chad Chronister. Chad Chronister was Trump's pick to head the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. Wildly just unqualified for the job, doesn't even begin to describe Chad Chronister. Chad was a county sheriff. He's from Tampa, Florida, the county that Tampa, Florida is in. The DEA deals with international drug smuggling. It is on a whole nother level. The LA County Sheriff would be hard pressed to be qualified to head the DEA. I mean, this is a massive agency that works across borders all around the world. God, I love you people. I do. Yeah, Hillsborough County Sheriff. Well, he withdrew his name and the sane washing continues. This is what the corporate media is selling. Trump's pick to lead DEA withdraws, citing the gravity of the job. Basically, his acknowledgement that he is just not qualified to do the job. And that is not true. That's a lie. That is sane washing. And for you new folks who don't know what sane washing is, the corporate media will make excuses and they will try to normalize insanity when it comes to Donald Trump. For instance, his complete inability to speak on a subject for more than a minute or two without just meandering. Oh, look, a squirrel. He's got pudding for brains, folks. That's basically the theme of the show today. Trump has pudding for brains. And if you look at these things from that perspective, everything he does makes perfect sense. It's really easy to understand. The only time it gets confusing and difficult is if you listen to the corporate media and they're freaking sane washing, like, oh, well, the sheriff of Hillsborough County realized the gravity of the position and that it might require somebody with more. No. You want to know why he withdrew? There's a couple reasons he withdrew, but this is a major one. This is George Chronister, his son. Yeah. AKA Z Chronic. He's a rapper. George has a problem. George was just sentenced to 22 months in jail and then 3 years of house arrest after that because he slashed a guy's face and stabbed him. And then went on to write a song about it because he had such remorse. Of course, in court, it was. I have so much remorse for what happened. I wish it hadn't. But he went out and wrote a song bragging about it. But yeah, Chad Chronister's got issues that go beyond. They go far beyond his son. What happened with his son? This just goes to show you. This is going to make the point that I'm making about It's pudding for brains, sheer incompetence. And the right wingers, the corporate media, just the sane washing is just the only word for it. They take this insanity, this stupidity, this pure incompetence, and they try to make it some high-minded, well, he realized the gravity of the... No, this is what happened, folks. His son, the rapper, got into an argument with another rapper over giving credit for lyrics the other rapper used in a song. Not to him, to other musicians. And they had an argument back and forth, and feelings were hurt, and they decided to have a fight about it. So they went to a restaurant where the other rapper and a friend showed up, and George Chronister and a friend showed up. Well, the two friends got into it immediately. And the other guy's friends just immediately whipping Chronister's friend's ass. Puts him on the ground immediately. So what does Chronister do? Chronister whips out a knife, runs up, slashes the guy in the face, and stabs him. And then tried to say it was self-defense because he just was really afraid he was going to get jumped. And the judge said, no, that's not how that works. Not at all. Not at all. That is not how that works. And kudos to the victim. Kudos to the victim here, who was not really a victim. He was a participant. You know, I mean, if you go to throw hands with somebody, you've got to be prepared for the fact that they're going to bring a weapon to the fight. I mean, I really shouldn't call the guy a victim, but the other guy. Kudos to him for sitting on the stand and saying, you know what? The only reason these cameras are here and the only reason that you're going to get a slap on the wrist for this instead of just going to prison like everybody else and anybody with brown skin would get, you're going to get a slap on the wrist because of who your daddy is. And he was right. He was right. 22 months in jail. And they wanted house arrest. They didn't want him to go to jail. Well, he's a cop's kid. It's going to be a hard time in jail for him. He's a little white kid. He feels remorse. So he should just get house arrest. You know, he's one of us. Judge said, no, you're going to jail. You're going to get house arrest. You are, but it's after serving 22 months in jail, which is still, he was looking at 15 years for this. I mean, he literally slashed a guy from his eye and then stabbed him. He almost killed the guy, punctured his lung. So, yeah. And this is where the pudding brains parts come in. Do you think I'm a Z Chronic fan? And by the way, for you old folks that don't know, chronic is the street term from many decades ago for dope, for grass. You called it grass. You called it smoke. They call it chronic. So his name is literally Z Chronic. I mean, so yeah. The cop's kid. Because he's like hard, he's got street cred, he's a frickin' sheriff's kid. Nothing happens to this kid. This kid literally doesn't get speeding tickets. I mean, as somebody who was a cop's kid, I'm telling you, no, you live a privileged life. So anyways, where I'm going with this is, that is some good coffee. Where I am going with this is, do you think I'm a Z Chronic fan? Do you think I even know who this kid is? Do you think I know who Chad Chronister is? I mean, I've talked about Tampa before, but I mean, you think I really paid attention to who the county sheriff is? No, I didn't. That's more internal Florida politics. If you ask Rick Wilson, yeah, he probably knows who the guy is. But, he's Florida. He's Tallahassee. I'm Texas. No, I don't. Do you know how long it took me to find out the details about this? And the other issues, and we're going to get to this. But, really, How long do you think it took me to find out about Chad Chronister and his son George and the humiliating issues surrounding it and all of that? Under a minute. Under a minute. Google. Under a minute. To read all the details and to know, oh yeah, this guy's going to be freaking humiliating. Did the Trump campaign do any of that? No. No, they did not. Because they're incompetent. They're stupid. They're not doing background checks on any of these people. None of them. At all. At all. This guy was recommended. He's a friend of Pam Bondi. He's a friend of Pam Bondi. They're buds. No background check. No nothing. No real apparatus. And Trump has pudding brains. Pudding brains. I want you to put yourself in Trump's position for a second. You're the incoming president of the United States. Like it or not, he is. He's the incoming president of the United States. These are your cabinet picks. Do you think you start to realize nobody's vetting these people? I mean, even if you're taking recommendations from people, like Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, we're going to talk about him in a minute. Do you know where he came from? Why he ended up where he is? He's not a friend of Trump's. He's not. He's not one of the people that he rubs elbows with at Fox. He's a little nobody at Fox. It was one of Trump's campaign staff. Porky recommended him. This is who recommended. One second, I didn't have I should have had a picture up from. 1 second. This is who recommended Pete Hegseth. We've talked about him before. Let me get you a better image than that. There we go. There we go. Stephen Chung. Jabba the Hutt. This is the guy that was recommended to Trump by Dana White over at the UFC. He comes out of UFC, out of the MMA fighting crowd that Trump likes to hang around with, is how he ended up in the campaign. This guy recommended Pete Hegseth, and they just ran with it. They just ran with it. No background checks, no looking into the allegations, no anything. Nothing. Guys, he has pudding for brains. Pudding for brains. And I'm talking about Trump. I need you to think about that and look at it. If you keep trying to look at it in the way the corporate media frames these things, like, oh, Chad Chronister realized the gravity of the situation and the importance of the job and realized he was unqualified for the job, and due to being a great guy, all of that, you're like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. But if you look at it like they're incompetent, they're stupid, and Trump has pudding for brains, he's unable to run his campaign. He's unable to run anything. He bankrupted casinos. He bankrupted casinos, people. He invested in golf. Golf is a dying sport. It is. It's a dying sport. And all of his properties are golf properties. This is not a smart man. This is not somebody, and I know the right wingers say, oh, he beat you. He beat you. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You get the MAGA, we won. Woo! No, you didn't. You didn't win shit. You didn't. You elected somebody who was incompetent and stupid because he'd say the bigoted stuff that you like to say and you like to hear. But it's going to cost you. You lost. You're just too stupid to know you lost. And it's not just, and folks, it's not just Chronister. It's just, there's a whole pattern to these people. Matt Gaetz got recommended for the job after one freaking flight. He had one freaking flight with Trump. One. And he had Trump's ear for, a couple hours on an airplane. And next thing you know, he's your pick for attorney general. No vetting, no strategy, no campaign prepared statements, no rollout, nothing. Just, the guy that's accused of human trafficking, and he's venimoing underage girls that have said that he's attending drug orgy parties, and, none of it. Nothing, none of it. Oh, hey, this cup reminds me. Okay. This cup, look, I make these cups in the next room. You order a cup from me, these fat little fingers make it. All right. These designs are our original designs. I put this video, this cup, I was using it in a social media video. A Chinese company has lifted a cup. Has lifted this cup, and they are selling this exact cup. And it's such a slap in the face because after they lifted the design, they put it into one of my posts to sell it. It's insane. It is insane. No, I don't buy cups from them. I don't sell cups from them. It's the other way around. They stole my design and they're using it. More than that, on Blue Sky, there is a guy that I've reported. Instead of it being Texas Paul at Blue Sky, it's Taxes Paul at Blue Sky. And he is trying to sell people crypto under my name. I've told you this before, over and over and over again. No, I don't ask you to go to Telegram. I don't try to sell you things. No one has had a conversation with me where I have tried to sell you crypto or give you finance. I'm not a financial advisor. What do I always tell you on the show? Go talk to your financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I don't. Period. I'm not selling you crypto. So if you're online and somebody approaches you as me and says, hey, come to Telegram, or says, hey, go to this whatever site and look at this financial, that's not me, folks. It's not me. And they're on every platform, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, a lot of them on TikTok. There are dozens of them on TikTok. They will lift my images. I had to laugh. A t-shirt that my wife and I wore, I posted it to social media. And it's a funny shirt. Her shirt says, I'm the boss of me. And then my shirt has in big letters, me. Funny shirt. People love that shirt. We didn't get back from the trip before there was a Chinese company selling, and they only sold her shirt. They didn't even have the me shirt to finish the joke. But somebody linked it to me. Hey, dude, are you selling this shirt? No, I'm not selling that shirt. I don't sell shirts. So yeah, you folks know me. I sell the mugs. If it's not at realtexaspaul.com, if the link is not at realtexaspaul.com, it ain't me. I sell the mugs to support the show. That's it. And yeah, there's some Chinese companies selling these knockoffs. They didn't even change the design. I don't own fuck Trump. I don't own that. Anybody could do it. But at least change the freaking design. They just took a screenshot of the cup. I mean, use a different font or something. Jesus. Anyways, I'm sorry I got sidetracked on that. But yeah, I don't sell crypto. And I will never ask you to go to a Russian messaging site like Telegram. Don't do that. Don't fall for that. And if you see that Taxes guy on Blue Sky, report him, please. Blue Sky's been really good about taking these down. They're the only, and they're going to get overwhelmed. They are, folks. They're going to get overwhelmed. They have been the only platform that has been really good about taking clone accounts down. Instagram doesn't do it. Facebook doesn't do it. TikTok doesn't do it. Threads doesn't do it. X never did it. And I'm not on X anymore. So if anybody, my account is gone on X. So if somebody shows up with a at PaulTX90 account on X, that ain't me, dude. That ain't me. I am not on X. I will not give Elon Musk a freaking ounce of content. Not me. Lori, thanks for the support. Such great ideas. People are still, yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. It just cracked me up. Sherry, thanks for the support. Tariffs and mass deportations are two cases in point as to how MAGAs are so on law. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Quantarx, thanks for the support, man. I really appreciate you. I really do. Yes, X is a sewer. I am not on X anymore. I had several 100,000 followers. I closed my account down. I did. I closed it down. I will not contribute to that mess. I am not on X anywhere. I am on Threads. I am on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, of course, Twitch. I stream to Twitch, but I am not anywhere else. So yeah, please be aware of that. Please be aware of that. Oh God, I just saw that. No, there's a guitar. There's a guitar. It's just, it's behind me. I was playing today. See? Ta-da. See? I was playing today. So yeah, over there, not over there. Oh boy. So back on subject. I'm sorry I got sidetracked on that. It just I hate a thief. I hate a thief. I really do. It doesn't even bother me. I would like to tell you that I'm pissed off that they're doing knockoffs. I thought it was a little fresh to do an exact knockoff and then try to sell it on my own social media page. I thought that was fresh as hell. But, it wasn't even the fact that it was a knockoff that pissed me off. It was just that don't scam people. Don't, and especially don't try to use my face to scam people. Screw you, man. Jesus, life's hard enough without people trying to defraud you. And that's all that crypto guy is. That's a fraud. That's a fraud. Anyways, so yeah, Pete Hegseth. Sorry we got sidetracked. I apologize for that. Pete Hegseth, this guy. He's recommended by Jabba the Hutt. That's how he ends up where he is. He is Trump's nominee to head the Department of Defense, for anybody that doesn't know. Yeah. Not one of the guys that he rubs shoulders with. They did no background. And boy, I tell you what, his nomination's fallen apart fast. You even have Republicans testing the waters, opposing him. You've got, 6 Republican senators now saying that they want to have hearings and pushing back against Trump and his just ram my people through, because it's coming out, look, the military has standards. They do. You can't, to keep your clearance, to keep your job, you're not supposed to have affairs. You're not there are folks in here that are veterans. There are folks in here that know what I'm talking about. They will tell you in the chat. You're not supposed to have affairs. He's had multiple affairs. He's never had a wife he didn't cheat on, including the current wife. He's got I've lost count of how many kids have come out with, 3 different wives. Been accused of assault by one woman. Her husband was at the same event. I mean, she is completely credible in her accusations. I mean, this is not, it's gross, man. Tried to pin her in we'll do a whole show on the allegations. But these were not hard to find, folks. These were not hard to find. Rich, greetings to all. Have to watch show later. Dad with 2 huskies that need to eat their morning walk. Enjoy, my man. Enjoy. Take good care of them dogs. take care. I know they're a handful. Huskies are a handful, man. You want to be miserable the rest of your life, you make a smart dog your dog. Oh my God, that's like having toddlers. Woo! Beautiful dogs, but good Lord, you wouldn't pay me to own Huskies, man. You couldn't. Those, whew. God bless you, Rich. God bless you. And it's one of them things, if you either love Huskies or you're like, no way. No way. No way. I've got a good friend that I grew up with. He's a jazz musician, literally has a master's degree in jazz. Shane, if you ever see this, hey, buddy. He has had Huskies his whole life. And good Lord, no, not for me. I'm a fat, lazy dog kind of guy. Oh, but yeah, Pete Hegseth talking about, I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. Squirrel. But yeah, this wasn't somebody that the campaign said, okay, look, let's do this. Let's take the recommendations from the 2025 project. Let's take the people that they're recommending and let's put them in these positions. No. One plane ride, and we got Matt Gaetz. Jabba the Hutt says, oh, I know a guy for the DOD. He's a veteran. He served. The guy was like a platoon leader. That was it. I mean, no qualifications for the job at all. Turns out he's a drunk. His own coworkers at Fox are coming out of the woodwork and they're saying, look, this dude's a drunk. They are. But it's not, I don't know the guy. I don't know if he's a drunk or not. I'll be honest with you. But when your coworkers are coming out that are the same, your ideological bent are coming out and saying, this guy's a drunk. He would show up to work and we would smell it on him before the show. He's just a drunk. You know how much you have to drink for it to come out your pores? For people to be able to smell you, to smell alcohol on you? You know, that's why a lot of alcoholics drink odorless alcohol. Because they're drinking so much that if you drink alcohol it comes out your pores. This guy did a morning show. He was the weekend Fox and Friends host. He did a morning show. And his coworkers are saying he was showing up to work with so much alcohol on him that they could smell him. That he was constantly complaining of hangovers, that he was, come on, folks, where are my veterans out there in the audience? Come on, you know, this does not fly. You can't keep a security clearance with these types of things in your background. You can't, much less run the Department of Defense. And again, it's not 3D chess. Judith says, glad to see you're still here to educate. I worry about YouTube shutting down. I'm subscribed and exploring Blue Sky. You know, you never know how this is going to shake out. Look what happened in Korea. Look at out of Korea. Yeah, they have alcohol that they sell talk to anybody that's had a drinking problem. They'll tell you which brands are. Yeah, there's odorless alcohol out there, Charcoal. There is. Not giving you any pointers. I'm not. But there are brands of like vodka out there that have no smell. So they can just, because they drink so much, it comes out their pores. But yeah, come on. You know, you can't be an officer with the kind of baggage that Hegseth is dragging around. You just can't. Much less head the DOD. And no, this is not 3D chess, folks. This is not Trump sowing chaos. No, vodka is not odorless. There are types of vodka that are odorless. You just got to trust me on this, folks. We let that go. You just got to trust me. There is odorless alcohol out there. Google it after the show. But folks, yeah, this isn't 3D chess. This isn't some advanced, political maneuvering by Trump to sow chaos so that he can maintain. No, it's not. You can't make any of it make sense if you approach it from, but if you approach it from the fact that he is 78 years old and has advanced dementia, he's 78 years old and he has lost his cognitive abilities, and that he's highly, highly influenceable. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that Steve Chung could pick our next head of the Department of Defense. Instead of doing what a normal administration does, they actually hire people. This is the way it normally works. You win an election. You go out and you find somebody that's really good at recruiting talent, and you hire them, and they set up a committee, and they approach dozens of people, and they start doing their own background checks on them. Just cursory background checks. They Google the guy. They do that. And they scale a few away. They talk to the people. They pick up the phone and say, hey, are you willing to let us to do a deep dive financial check on you and a deep dive on your, no? Oh, okay, thanks. We appreciate you. Bye. Take that file, throw it in the trash. That's the way it normally works. That's how you get these administrations. Pete Buttigieg, they didn't just say, oh, he's popular, we should put him in it. No. They did a background check on Chasten Buttigieg. They did a background check on Pete Buttigieg. They looked at his military career. They did just a complete, and these background checks. Folks, you should have seen what I went through just to get into the White House, just to walk in for a visit, much less the job. No, this isn't 3D chess. This is incompetence. It's pure and utter incompetence. He's lost it. He's just not there anymore. I don't care how bad you are. I don't care if, okay, he's a buffoon. He bankrupted casinos. He's a poor businessman. He is. I remember they did the math on what he would actually be worth if he had taken his inheritance, just put it in an S&P fund versus what he actually has today in what he earned, not what he grifted, not this whole social media grift. That is a stock grift, folks. I'm telling you, there's no way no one does the math that Donald Trump media has any value based on income. To me, no one has yet to be able to explain to me the valuation of that. To me, I would look at that and say, no, no, not even close to putting any money near that. No, it doesn't make any sense to me, But yeah, it's. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Kit. I appreciate the support. I appreciate it. Brian Peach, good to see you, my man. My hope is that 4 years there will still be a Democratic government in the USA. Amen. Look at Korea. Look at Korea and what just happened there. You got a president that's in trouble. They're impeaching him, and he decides to go the route of declaring martial law. What happened? What happened? The people showed up immediately. He declared martial law at 10 o'clock, and by midnight, they were already protesting. That's what we're going to have to do. You want to keep your democracy, you're going to have to act. You are. And by today, it's over. No martial law in Korea. It's over. You're going to have to act. If you want to keep it, you're not going to be able to just sit back and watch. Laura Yates picks them depending on how brown their nose is brown. And that's what's scary is it's not even that. It's not even that. It's even less than that. It's just somebody that they know recommends somebody, and he's good with it. because he is completely, I don't know if you've ever dealt with an elderly person and how easy it is when they've lost their faculties to, that's why so many of them end up getting scammed. It happens. When you have an elderly person that starts suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, you have to stay very close to them because people will come in and they will take everything that they have because they're easily influenced. He is very, very, very easily influenced. And it shows. It shows. And I've got to tell you, the corporate media is sane washing this stuff to no end. And I just, forgive me, I got a bit of a cold. I just don't know. And I know you're going to say, Paul, you got a cold a lot. Yeah, I'm a hugger and I see a lot of people. I'm out in public a lot. So yeah, I hug people. You know, that's the way it is. You know, tomorrow I will be in Greenville. I'm not a hypocrite. I told you, get out, call your local Democratic Party, join it, make the cookout real. I'm doing it. Hunt County up the road, not even my neighbor county. They're having a Christmas party. I'm going to be there tomorrow in Greenville. It's at the Methodist Church. It's the Wesleyan United Methodist Church. It's on Highway 69. They're having a coat drive, a charity drive. They're having their Christmas party at 6:30. If you want to grab a coat and show up, coat to donate and show up, and I will be there. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm telling you, make the cookout real. Get out there, be with people. So yeah, I end up with colds a lot because I'm pressing flesh a lot. Forgive me. But yeah, turns out that when Trump met with Justin Trudeau, he told Justin Trudeau they need to become the United States' 51st state. And apparently he said it multiple times. And they laughed it off. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that man has pudding for brains. He was serious when he was talking about buying Greenland. He was serious when he was talking about nuking hurricanes. He was serious when he was talking about bleach, shoving a light up your ass. He was serious. It wasn't a joke. And that's what the media does, is that they sane wash it and they say, oh, well, he was joking. He didn't mean what he said. He didn't mean what he said. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. Well, I guess he thought it was a really funny joke because the next day he posted this image. This came out of Donald Trump himself. He posted that and said, "Oh, Canada." Anybody know what the problem is with this image? Immediately. Love you people so much. I am telling you, I love you people so much. I do. I do. Oh my God. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, folks. We're so close to 100,000. We're almost there. Hit that subscribe button. Get your friends and family to subscribe. We're almost there. Yes, we have a lot of Canadians in the audience. Gamer Girl, thank you. On behalf of the United States, please know it was only a third of the country that voted for that insane freak. And even of all the people that voted for him, not all of them agree with disrespecting you that way. We sure as hell don't. The people that did not vote for a rapist absolutely do not agree with showing you such disrespect. We are valued friends and we appreciate you. And we are deeply sorry that the guy that's going to be the president of the United States is that damn delusional. And I am sorry about what our press says about it and how they downplay such an insult. And that's it, folks. That's the big thing. I keep, the whole theme of this show is the man has pudding for brains. I want you to take just a second to imagine if Joe Biden had had a meeting with anybody, I don't care, pick a country, much less Canada, and said, we should annex you. You should become the 51st state. Even Cuba. Can you imagine what the press's response would have been? Oh my God, Biden has lost all his faculties. How could he commit such a diplomatic faux pas to insult one of our allies? Oh my God, they need a 25th Amendment, Joe Biden. But instead, the corporate media, that Trump, he's such a scamp. Yeah, he was making them laugh. He was making them. They literally said that he said that to make them comfortable. Yeah. I mean, really, just take half a second to think about what the corporate media reaction would be to Joe Biden. And I know he would never do it. The man is a professional. He would never do it. But man, look, if you think it was a joke, this is what Fox News did. Jesse Waters on Fox News.
Let's just be clear. We're not going to make Canada the 51st state. We'll make it 51 and 52. You make Western Canada, that'll be Republican. Eastern Canada, that'll be Democrat. So you keep the electoral balance there. So many reasons to make this a state. I think it has the third largest oil reserves in the world.
Oh, a lot.
So that makes us an energy behemoth. It's the most well-educated country in the world because we need a little help in that department. Talk about mining, agriculture, fishing, AI, tech, real estate, Canada, you name it, they got it. We'll never probably lose another Winter Olympics. We'll have all of their skaters and skiers. Wow. I mean, good luck, Sweden. And they share our cultural heritage. They share our language. It's just a no-brainer. Now, I don't know if Canada is going to go along with it, but there's ways to maybe change their opinion.
Do you want to?
So, yeah. Yeah, that's the press. That's the press for you. That's the press for you. It wasn't that, oh my God, I can't believe he insulted one of our greatest allies. What a rube. What a moron. He humiliated us on the world stage again. They need the 25th Amendment, this guy, immediately. They need to get him out of the White House. All the things that they would say about a Democrat or Joe Biden, none of it at all. That's scamp Trump. Oh, yeah, he's just doing his weave. And you wonder how we got here. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate you, man. You wonder how we got here. And by the way, that image that Trump shared, yeah, that's the Matterhorn. That's the Matterhorn. And yes, the Matterhorn is not in Canada. The Matterhorn is in Switzerland. It's not even in Canada. So again, yeah, just talking about pudding for brains and the stupidity and the unprofessionalism and the low bar that is Donald Trump and the people around him. You know, black folks have talked about this forever. And a lot of y'all just don't take it serious enough. But a black person has to be perfect. Has to be freaking perfect when they run for office or they do a job or whatever. But you get these yahoos, man. Mediocre white guys. And they're just fumbling, just falling apart. Cannot do the job. They've got no committees set up to vet these people. They've got nothing that approaches normalcy. Nothing. And the media is, oh, what a scamp. Oh, he's just doing his weave to make him feel comfortable. No, it's a humiliation. It's a humiliation. And that was the point. That is why, I mean, do you think Vladimir Putin went all in on getting Donald Trump elected because he wanted a good, strong leader of the United States? Wanted to make America first? No. He did it for the humiliation. We have a lot of people in the audience. We've got a big international audience here. Canadians, Europeans, a lot of people from Scandinavia. Chime in, folks. Chime in. Just how humiliating this is. How far America, how much esteem America loses. I mean, there were always jokes that y'all made about this, that, and the other, but pretty much, we were kind of a rock to anchor to. There was stability there, at least. This kind of thing, it ends that, which is exactly what Putin wants. Because Russia can't compete with us, not economically, not militarily. They're so intensely corrupt as a nation, they cannot do business in a way where they provide any stability whatsoever, so they cannot compete with the United States. So what's the alternative? Make us just as unstable. Make us just as unstable. And it's working because there obviously is no committee working to fill these positions. Even the 2025 project, the much vaunted 2025 project where they were going to, they had everybody pre-filling out applications. You could fill out your job application online to be part of the Trump campaign. They're not even using that. They aren't. And you still have the press, as you see, sane washing this. And you got to ask yourself, why? Folks, this country is split in two. You have us, and we believe a fundamental thing. We all do better when we all do better. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're part of the LGBTQ plus community. I don't care if you're a person of color. I don't care if you're a white person. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care who you are. If we're all stable, got good income, good educations, we're all doing better. Life will be better. That is the core of our fundamental beliefs. The other side, bigotry. It is. It is. Bigotry is the core of it. Bigotry. They hated people. And look, you can't even argue with me. What did they spend their money on in this last election that they won? Granted, it was a 50-50 election. I mean, it was just a squeaker, but they won. What did they spend their money on? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. We're being invaded by brown people. Transgender people in bathrooms. They spent $250 million on transgender people in bathrooms and sports. Folks, I'm not telling you what they are. They are telling you what they are. So yeah, we are a country split in two. But here's the good part. Here's the good part. They did everything. They shot their shot. The billionaires took the masks off. They came out of the woodwork. They spent everything they could. Yeah, the money that gets tracked, we did great. Your support of the Democratic Party was legendary. It was. But the dark money, they trounced us. They did. They did. Elon Musk alone, he spent $44 billion for a social media platform in which he set up the algorithm to advance the Republican Party. And it was still a 50-50 election. And what do we have going forward? The backlash. The backlash. We have the backlash. And here is what I'm talking about. Let me pull this up for you. You can Google this, find all kinds of sources. You don't have to. This is just the very first one that popped up. Elon Musk, Senator Mike Lee declare war on Social Security. If you're a longtime viewer, you'll remember a show I did about Bill Lee, Senator Bill Lee, where he was talking to donors. And he was talking about the need to get rid of Social Security. And again, I'm not a fearmonger. If you are on Social Security, if you are in your late 60s and 70s and collecting your Social Security or 80s, this isn't you. No proposal they have put forward. I can't promise you they won't change that in the future, but I'm telling you right now, no proposal that Bill Lee even has put forward takes your Social Security. So don't panic on me. Don't get scared. Pardon me, Mike Lee. I'm sorry. I keep saying Bill Lee. I've got another thing that I've been reading up on for the next show in Tennessee. But yeah, I keep saying Bill Lee, Mike Lee. Yeah, thank you. I love you people so much. I do. I love how you hear Mike Lee. Thank you. I keep saying Bill Lee, the governor of Tennessee. I'm sorry. Mike Lee, senator from Utah. I played you a clip of Mike Lee with his donors telling you Social Security's got to go. What did the corporate media do? And if you're new to this audience, folks, that is why I tell you every time that when I tell you a show's coming up, best people on the internet right here. These people know what the hell they're talking about. They don't just take shit I say. They will correct me real time. That's the benefit of this show. I'm telling you, folks, we've got a great thing going here. We have a great community here. It's because of these people right here. But yeah, he said he was going to do it. What did the corporate media say? They sane washed it. Oh, that's just donor talk. That's just to get people to donate. Nope. They're doing it. My generation, if they have their way, we're not getting our Social Security. It's not happening. Paid in it my whole life, not going to get it. If they have their way. They're doing it. They are doing it. They are trying to line their ducks up in a row right now so they can ram this through. You remember how we got the Affordable Care Act? During that honeymoon period, that's when they pushed it through. They're going to try to do the same thing with Social Security. They're going to try to privatize Medicare. Folks, they're doing it. I told you they were. They told you they were. Everybody was in agreement that they were going to do this. But the corporate media kept saying washing them. They kept saying washing them. And it's dangerous. It's just dangerous. It is. Because it's hard enough to win these fights. It's even harder to win these fights when we're reacting. We should have the momentum behind us going into the fight. People should already be angry going into the fight. That's how you get a reaction like we just saw in Korea. These people knew. They knew what Yoon was. They knew he was going to be impeached. And the minute he tried that, boom, they were on it. They didn't have an entire media apparatus over there funded by billionaires. You know, you had a billionaire buy the LA Times. You had you got a billionaire that's bought the Washington Post that are all shooting their shot in this class war. You got a handful of them that are just trying to manipulate things. And they're effective in that way. I'll give them that much. They're effective in that way. They keep taking the obvious things that would have you people with torches in the streets, and they keep placating people by saying, it's not really going to happen. Nah, they're not really going to get rid of Roe v. Wade. Nah, they've been saying that for decades. Not going to happen. They're not really going to get rid of no-fault divorce. Oh, ladies, don't worry about that. Oh, man, come on. You know, them old boys ain't never going to take your ability to get divorced away. Nah. Watch what they do. Watch what they do with religion over this next couple of years. You dance with the one that brung you, and the churches brought them. You watch what they do. Exactly, Victor. You watch what they do about gay marriage. Watch. How far they get, the amount of damage they do, depends on how quickly, where the hell did that come? How quickly you react and how harshly you react. Stay mad, people. Stay mad. Because I want to tell you, I'm having a moment of pride. Segue to our next story. I'm having a moment of pride. I am. I have forever complained to you, and I've told you, I've tried desperately to change this within the Democratic Party. Here's an example, the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling. The Republicans come out and they walk to a microphone and they tell the people, everyone, you, me, everyone, we're going to hurt you unless we get goodies for our donors. They never pay a price. Never pay a price politically. Ever. And we Democrats do it. Oh, what can I give you and Johnny Got Rock so that you don't hurt our people? And then we turn around and say, look, we protected you. We protected your Social Security. We protected your Medicare. Look what we did. Aren't we great? And then you'll never give us credit for that in the next election. But Gaza, sure, you kept our society straight and narrow and going and created the environment where I can sit here and I can actually fight for what I believe in and actually effectively fight for that. But Gaza, you weren't perfect. You weren't perfect for me, so I'm going to just destroy you. Fight me. Tell me it ain't true. Tell me that's not something we Democrats have had to deal with. Thanks for the support, Keith. I appreciate you, man. Tell me that's not been our reality. Well, I have to tell you, the Democrats learned. They did. I am so proud. I am so proud of Joe Biden right now. I am. Do you remember what Trump did when he left Afghanistan? You remember what he did? He turned the country over to the Taliban. He created a timetable with the Taliban that we couldn't meet. Everybody in the military said, we can't do this. We can't. It's not going to work. Trump said, I don't care. You think I care? No. I don't care. I don't care what happens to the people. I don't care what happens to the troops. All I care is that it's a disaster and it's on Joe Biden's hands. That's all I care about. What did Joe Biden do? He came in. And like the pro he is, he bought us 6 more months. And they got, I mean, it was a better withdrawal than we had from Vietnam, folks. It was. And he was intentionally handed a shit show. So what did Joe do? God, I love him for this. I absolutely love him. You know, Donald Trump says, I'm on tariffs, man. I'm gonna slap tariffs on everybody. I am. And he believed he was going to come in and he was going to create a trade war on his terms. Joe Biden just started that trade war. Joe Biden just started a trade war with China. He did. It hasn't really made the rounds yet in the social media. You people are ahead of the story. But yeah, Joe Biden just did to Donald Trump in China what Donald Trump did to him in Afghanistan. There have been negotiations over AI, and this is going to be a little bit of a long story, so just stick with me, folks. Just stick with me. AI. Y'all are familiar. AI is the future of computing, right? And we're going to go jump on the Wayback Machine, and we're going to talk about a little bit of background information so you know what Joe Biden just did and how freaking legendary it is. All right. I'm going to hold this apple up. And when I did, your brain processed it. Your brain is a parallel computer. That's what your brain is. You old folks like me that are gamers and computer geeks from way back, y'all understand the difference between parallel and serial computing. Let me explain for and this is Cliff Notes, folks. I promise you, I won't let your eyes glaze over. It will not be, just stick with me, okay? There's a reason I just showed you an apple. All right, Metabus, 4 months ago, you told me we would be okay. I'm not okay, but I know without people like you and others, we can get through this together. We're going to be okay. Things are going to happen. Thank you for the support, Metabus. Thank you. Things are going to happen. Elections have consequences. And yes, I admit it. I said it was my fault. I got high on my own supply. We were talking to each other. We forgot the stupids, all of that I've taken responsibility for. We're going to be okay. We are. And the fact that Joe Biden pulled this maneuver right here, will, trust me, this fight ain't over by a damn sight. All right, look, let me give you an example of parallel computing, okay? And don't let your eyes glaze over it. I'm going to Cliff Notes this. This is not a high-minded, and don't wrap my knuckles if it is not the most technical, detailed example. Damn it, I need to keep my audience. I can't get that deep in the weeds. So just stick with me. All right, I hold this up. What your brain does, it's got a series of circuits in it. And there's a name for them. They're named after the scientists. And each circuit does a specific thing. And when I held this up, your brain said, okay, there's red, there's yellow, there's green. Each one of those circuits, so the circuit that's responsible for color, right, denoted all the colors. You remember the old punch card machines from way back in the day? The first inputs were punch cards. Remember the punch cards? Your brain kind of works that way. It punched out the punches for these different colors. Bingo. That's the way your brain functions, okay? And it also figured out it's food. It's food. It also figured out that I'm holding it, which means it's my food. It's not just food on the table. All of these different observations are happening in your brain, but they're happening simultaneously. Uh-oh. You blinked for a minute. Sorry about that. They're happening at the exact same time. All right? And it's instantaneous. And the reason it's instantaneous is your brain is a parallel computer. It doesn't feed things through serially, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. It does them all at the same time. And there used to be this thing that we talk about when computers were being built, they'd say, well, to build a computer that does what the human brain does, it would have to be the size of the Empire State Building, and it would use as much energy as the city of New York. You could never do it. They're getting close, folks. They're getting close. That's what AI computing is all about. It is moving from serial computing, which is the way the device you're watching this on, the computer, the TV, it's got a processor in it, and that processor processes a stream of information, maybe several streams. It may be a multi-thread, maybe the CPU has multiple threads in it, but for the most part, it's a stream of information. Parallel computers are a row of processors that process everything at once. You have to be that way to survive. Your brain is constantly taking in information everywhere, and it's processing it all. Your brain is doing a million different things at once. And while it's doing all that, it's also handling your breathing, your heartbeat, and all the other stuff. That's a parallel computer, okay? And AI is basically moving from serial processing to parallel processing, allowing to computers to act more like humans. That's it. That's the Cliff Notes of it. They're making digital computers more like your brain. On a side note, if you want to get out in the weeds, I talk about my religion all the time, how it's different from Christianity. My religion, we believe that we are going to move from a biological existence. Our next great evolutionary step is to live a biological life, and then near the end of your biological life, they will be able to transfer your existence into a digital computer. And these advances in AI are those first baby steps towards that. It's the first time we're seeing computers work more like the human brain. From their early inceptions with the punch cards, those were parallel. That was parallel processing. Then it all went to serial processing. Now it's moving back to parallel processing. Okay, that's it. That's all of the deep computer stuff. Okay. We have been trying to maintain I think more the matrix than max headroom. But anyways, we have been trying, thanks for the support, Mari. I appreciate you, to maintain our advantage. We have been in negotiations with China to limit the chips that they can have, because it's a whole new chip architecture. It really is. The future of AI is really with very different architecture. Okay? We've been doing a pretty good job of that. And there have been negotiations to limit the type of chip manufacturing material, equipment, and the designs and everything that China gets its hands on. Because this is what China does, folks. China doesn't really innovate a lot. They're really good at reverse engineering everybody's technology, then manufacturing it really cheaply with a shitty product at first, and then it gets better. Your iPhones are made in China. They are. Foxconn makes most of your stuff in China. Okay? That's just the way China works. And we've done a really good job with AI preventing them. It's been through negotiations that we've slowed them down. Joe Biden just dropped the nuclear bomb on that. 2 days ago, he said, you will not sell this equipment to China, period. That's it. It's over. Knowing that this would happen yesterday. China bans exports of key microchip elements to the U.S. as trade tensions escalate. Gallium, germanium, antimony, graphite, manufactured diamonds, they have banned, not just reduced, banned the import of gallium and germanium. Now, I know most people slept through chemistry class like they slept through history class. Nobody knows the importance of germanium or gallium or antimony. Just a brief cliff notes on it. Antimony is it's an element you mix with other elements, and it makes it harder. Okay, think of like infrared. Germanium is invisible to infrared. Infrared ignores germanium. So if you wanted to create like like thermal glasses or your think missiles, whatnot. You need a sensor that's got a germanium coating on it, but it can't be germanium because germanium's soft. It's not a really good metal. But you mix a little antimony with it, and all of a sudden you've got a hard, thin substance that infrared goes right through. Gallium is used in, God, I love you people so much. I love you people so much. Gallium is used in solar panels. It's used in night vision, but more importantly, it's used in LEDs. Everything's LED now. Everything. The screen you're looking at is LED. Yes, antimony is incredibly important. It is incredibly important. And we get, I think, 93% of our gallium from China because it's a byproduct of bauxite, aluminum processing. There aren't any aluminum mines out there. Aluminum mixes readily with other elements, so there's not like any pure aluminum mines out there. They mine bauxite, and then they extract the aluminum from it. Well, they also get gallium from that. Germanium, same thing. China, I think they're like 93% of all gallium. They have like 85% of all germanium. Don't quote me on this. You're going to have to look it up, but I'm close. I'm very close. And they're like 68% of all antimony because we decided we didn't want to do that kind of smelting here because it's dirty and we had regulations. So all of the companies moved to China. Because China said, be dirty as you want to be. I don't give a damn. We got 1 billion people. Kill as many as you want. Take India. They're the same way. So Joe Biden has been very carefully working through these negotiations because, Joe Biden actually hires real people to do jobs. They really went out and found qualified people to do these trade negotiations. And they've been negotiating through this. Joe Biden said, I'm out the door. Nuclear bomb into the middle of all these trade negotiations, and overnight started a trade war with China, which, by the way, means if you're going to buy electronics this Christmas, do it now. Do it right now. If you're going to buy anything with a microchip in it, do it now. Do it right now. Do it right now. And I know you're saying, Paul, why are you so proud of this? This is a bad thing. This is a bad thing. Yep. Sure, the frick is a bad thing. Sure is. But you know what? We Democrats, we negotiated and we kept it smooth and we kept the supply of everything forever while we were in charge. And you didn't reward us at the ballot box, did you? Did you? Did you? Nope. So Joe Biden blew this shit up and left the keys. Here you go, Donald. Enjoy that trade negotiation. And Donald Trump has nobody that's qualified to handle these negotiations. And he planned to walk in and slap more tariffs on them. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with selling those tariffs to the American people when they can't get their damn iPhones because there's no chips. Trina, glad you're here. Thank you so much for the support. That is a lot of krona there, lady. That really is. You make sure that you're never hurting yourself. I appreciate all the support, but you make damn well sure that you're never hurting yourself with the support you give me. I'm grateful, but I couldn't sleep at night knowing that hurts your budget at all. That's a lot of kroner there. I'm truly grateful. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for the support. But yeah, I know you are good-hearted people, and your response to this is going to be, no, we don't hurt people. We don't hurt people. Oh my God, I cannot tell you just the raging that I had when I saw Joe Biden do this. Forever, we Democrats have been the good guys, and with no reward at all. With no reward at all. Joe Biden went from a calm, negotiated trade dispute, which is what he has been doing his entire 4 years in office with China. China will get AI. They will. But we have done an amazing job at throttling their advances. Joe Biden just slammed the door on them and said, you'll get nothing. You will get nothing. So instead of this calm, measured negotiation that keeps, Jan, that keeps trade working, that makes sure you've got goods on the shelves, doing the job. I talk about it all the time. Democrats do the job. Joe Biden just lit a Molotov cocktail and threw it in the room. This is not a negotiated, measured reaction. This forced China to ban critical elements from us. Remember all those fabs, the chip plants that they're opening up here because of the CHIP Act? Good luck manufacturing those chips without gallium. Yeah, he went full on Dark Brandon and started a trade war on his way out the door. Now you've got Donald Trump, who's not walking into a situation like every Republican does, where we Democrats, we keep this economy going. We do great for the American people. We engage in good trade policy, yada, yada, yada. And then here come the Republicans and they're greedy as shit and they blow everything up. Oh, no. Donald Trump's walking into an Afghanistan style mess. You see what I'm saying? What Donald Trump did to Joe Biden in Afghanistan by creating that mess, Joe Biden just did to Donald Trump in trade relations with China. We are exactly, Dr. Don, exactly. Good trouble. And I'm telling you, folks, I know, I get it. We're supposed to be the good-hearted ones. We're supposed to be the ones that protect everybody. But we never get anything for it at the ballot box. And Democrats have finally figured that out. You've got to hold power to be able to implement these good ideas. And if people will not reward you for your good work, at least they will punish them for the disasters you leave behind for them. And this is, folks, I'm going to tell you something. This is the most undemocratic party thing I have seen in forever. And I cannot tell you how proud I am that they finally figured it out. Make a damn mess. And leave it. Leave it. Do you know how pissed off people are going to be in 6 months to a year when you can't get anything with a microprocessor in it? You can't buy a frickin' toaster because they've all got computer chips in it. Do you know what the inflation rate is going to be? That's why I'm telling you people, this is why you watch this show. I'm telling you now, if you got to buy something that's got a computer chip in it, do it now. Do it immediately. Because this is going to be a disaster. And yeah, I'm not going to hide it. Joe Biden did that. And I'm proud of him for doing it. I am. I'm proud of him for doing it. You know, forever and a day. And this is what I'm going to leave you with, folks. Forever and a day. Vicki Brinton, thank you, Paul. You just loaded my with talking points dealing with anyone that's my job. That's what we're going to do. We're going to ride the backlash over the next few years. We're going to make them pay. They want to be incompetent jackasses, make them pay. Make them pay. But yeah, I just want to remind you one more time before I go, folks. I don't sell financial advice. I don't sell people crypto. Cups. That's it. That's what I sell. Cups to support this show, to pay for the equipment. That's what I do. And the only link for those are on my website, realtexaspaul.com. Don't be scammed by anybody because they use my beautiful face. So before I go, a little bit of a roundtable discussion. What do you folks think about this? What do you think about what Joe Biden just did? Because I'm not going to candy coat it. This was a pure dick move. It really was. I mean, that took cojones the size of church bells. He literally just started a trade war with China. Good luck, Elon. Good luck, brother. My tech bro. Good luck. I think y'all are, by your responses, y'all are all just as happy as I am that he did it. Well, billionaire bros that thought you were going to jump in with Trump and get your tax money, good luck with having no profits. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.